reason I enjoy the Cadillacs is because GM, there's so much innovation has come forth through General Motors. And a lot of those innovations are introduced through Cadillac. A lot through Buick and a lot through Oldsmobile, but a lot of it comes through Cadillac. So Cadillac has a rich history of industry firsts and innovation. So to collect something a little different, I chose the Cadillacs. And anyway, we have 72 cars in the collection now, and 49 of them are Cadillacs. When I was in sales on the road, I went out and bought a 76 Coupe de Ville. Great big Coupe de Ville, and I drove it for about 340,000 miles. And it was a used car when I bought it. But we used it here on the farm for everything from stretching fence, wire fence, to pulling 2 hay wagons at a time and transporting my wife and I in comfort to wherever we were going and so on. And that kind of launched the interest in the love affair with the Cadillac brand. Prior to World War II, the coach builders would hold their own, basically car shows. They were called auto salons in the day. The New York Auto Salon was held at the Waldorf Astoria. The Paris, France Auto Salon was held. And this was an event where they showcased the best coachwork on the best chassis. The Lincolns and Cadillacs and Pierce Arrows and Duesenbergs and Packards. And World War II, of course, interrupted many things, including the auto salons. But it wasn't until January 1949, General Motors, Harley Earl, chief of design, wanted to resurrect those grand auto salons of the day. So they booked the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, and they shipped 33 new GM vehicles, 7 Cadillacs, and 4 coach-built, one-off, hand-built Cadillacs to be part of the display. 300,000 people came through the event, and it was a huge hit. The new Fleetwood Coupe de Ville, which you see behind me, was the hit of the show. Then they moved the show to the Convention Center in Detroit. Another 300,000 people came through. They went crazy over the new Fleetwood Coupe de Ville. And Harley Earl saw this reaction, so they rushed the Coupe de Ville into production for late '49. That's why there's very few 49 Coupe de Villes. Anyway, this started its life as a 48 Cadillac convertible, because there were no Coupe de Ville, so it was a 48 convertible. And the cowl braces would go from the cowl to the floor, where the giveaway there that it was a convertible. Secondly, you could see the framework of the big window, the big well at the back where the top folds down. And they built the new styled Coupe de Ville on top of that. And of course, it was the 49 Cadillac was Motor Trend's Car of the Year because it had the new overhead valve V8 engine. So anyway, it had a lot of styling firsts, and this particular car is on a limo chassis. It's much longer than the production Coupe de Ville. So it's a very good looking car. It's much longer than the other cars, and like I say, it was a big styling first. Well, after the 2 Motorama shows, C.E. Wilson, Charles Wilson, president of General Motors, drove the car right up to 1952. And that was his daily driver. And it's even got his telephone number on the lit-up phone control on the dashboard. So anyway, in 1952, he went to the U.S. military, and he gave the car to his secretary as a gift. She then left and retired from General Motors, moved to California, and I have the California plates that go with the car, as a matter of fact. And that's where the car pretty much disappeared. And it was it's been in a Connecticut barn for decades. And it was referred to me, cars like this are often not advertised for sale. It was referred to me by Ed Lucas, who does the commentaries at the high-end events all through the US. And he told me about the car, and anyway, I decided to bite on it and grab the car, and we've put it through a very fast 1-year restoration, but a total correct restoration using all the original parts. No reproduction parts or anything like that. It's all the original parts were used. Even the hubcaps are original to the car. As you see today, it was restored exactly the way it was specified. One of the many interesting things about this car is General Motors found 3 files on this car. GM has kept all the records for Cadillac, and they were able to find 3 historic pictures on the car at the Motorama show. The blueprints to all the custom-made one-off items for this car. They look like architectural blueprints, and they actually sent them to me, copies of them. The door handles and trim items and door panels and all that sort of thing. Mirrors, side view mirrors, rear view mirrors, telephone control, all that sort of thing has blueprints to them, which is just fascinating to see. But we made it, and it made its debut at Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance, where Amelia Island created a whole new class around this car. And General Motors brought down a number of different prototypes that are world famous to be with the car. And it was quite a sensation down there. All the media picked it up, and it made the media all across the US and Canada, as a matter of fact, that it was coming. It is, in fact, the oldest surviving Motorama dream car. And it is one of about 4 or 5 Motorama cars that are in private hands today.